Welcome back, parents and boys and girls from fall break. This is the second quarter Fluency folder flipped lesson. This quarter, when we're working with letters, you're going to have your child say each letter sound, not the name, fast, correct, and certain in each row. Like this: a, t, p, j, f, k, w, continuing to the end of each row, naming all of the letter sounds. In the next section, the ending sounds, you will work with your child to help them by saying the word, and then they are going to say the ending sound. For example, you will say hair and your child will say In the next section, called sight words, have your child use their pointer finger to point and read each row of words. If this is difficult for them, you may need to read the word first and have them echo it back to you. In the next area, called words, you are going to help your child to orally segment each word. That means they are going to make the beginning letter sound, the middle vowel sound, and the ending sound in each word, and then zap it back together like this: ha, ham. In the final section, called sentences, you're going to use the I read, we read, you read approach with your child. So, for example, the parent will first start by reading, "Look at the brown dog." Then you will read the sentence a second time together, and finally, your child will read it by themselves on the third try. Before you move on to the math fluency side, this is a good time if you need to take a break to get a drink or go to the bathroom. And two, I wanted to give you just a few reminders. It's great to do this in a quiet place where there are no distractions. When you do that, it just provides the child every possibility and every set of circumstances that they can really concentrate and focus on what you're doing. You may be spending about 15 minutes a night on these 2 pages total. If you're spending more time than that, then you may try to limit how much you're doing and not do as much each night, so that you're spending that time to accomplish and focus on smaller areas, so that you're getting a little bit of mastery in those smaller areas. So you might not complete both pages, but you're seeing better results with what they are finishing. In other words, on Monday, if you don't complete both sides of the fluency pages for the reading and the math, try to make it your goal to complete fully both pages by Thursday of each week. Moving right along to the math fluency side, the first area is called more and fewer. Hopefully by this time of the year, now that the kids have had some practice with seeing the dots in boxes or in squares and knowing the number they see, this will get easier for them over time, even if it's still not that easy. So when they see 4 dots, they should see the 4 dots by subitizing. That means they know it's 4 because 1 is missing, like in the first box where the 5th is missing. In this section, more and fewer, you want them to say the number, for example, 4, and then count on 1 more and say 4, 5, or 2 more and say 4, 5, 6. Then, after working with the second number, which is 6, do the same thing for 1 more and 2 more. Go back and take 1 number away or 1 dot away. You could cover it up if that helps, or count backwards. to figure out what is one fewer or two fewer. In the next section called ordering numbers, you may want to see if you have some magnetic numbers that you keep on the fridge and pull 0 to 10, or if you have an extra set, you're going to do zeros actually, to use with these activities for ordering the numbers. Or you could use some index cards to make a set of numbers 0 to 10. In the first group, you're going to ask your child to figure out which number is out of order and have them show you that number. And then in the second group of numbers, you would have your child then use the magnetic numbers or the index cards that you've made to put the numbers in the correct order. And if you don't have these materials at home, please let your child's teacher know, and we'll be sure to get a set of numbers home to you. Finally, in the last section called tens frame, you're going to help your child to look at each group of numbers in the tens frame one at a time. So like, for example, in the first tens frame, you will say, look at the top row. If the top row is full, I know that is 5. And then if I look at the bottom row of the first tens frame and I see 2, I know that 5, then 2 more is always 7. And you can show or prove that it's always 7 because there are 3 empty boxes with no dots in them in that tens frame. So your child is going to look at the next one, for example, and then say, I see 5 in the top row and 5 in the bottom row. 5, then 5 more is always 10. And they will do the same for each tens frame until they're finished. As you work with your child all week long, you should see them getting to a point where they know numbers, where they are faster with them and precise and correct. And if they're not doing that right now, remember, it will happen over time, and that practice will lead to mastery. And it's not going to happen maybe last quarter or this quarter. It will happen, hopefully, though, over the course of time this year. This exposure is so beneficial. Thank you for taking the time to work with your child on the reading and the math fluency. We are so appreciative, and they are learning so much because of your efforts and our efforts together here. Thank you.